B Jr. from Endurance Productions. And let me just say right up front, I will take a giant crap on the chest of anyone who doesn't support deadpit.com. Hello there, B Jr. from Endurance Productions. This video is going to be a response video to the monstrous movie poster collection that Dead Pit Boys have been putting on YouTube recently under the YouTube handle wesvance. They do a, let me just give an all-purpose shout out and dedication to this video to deadpit.com. If you guys don't know about deadpit.com, these guys do a private or do a public radio show out of their own studio. They do it for the fans of horror movies and horror genre. It's really good. These guys are real knowledgeable. They're just very, very funny guys, down to earth. You really got to check out their show, guys. So if you've never had the pleasure, go to deadpit.com, check out some of their radio shows, get the t-shirt. Hey, just be an all-purpose consumer. Give them some money. They will give you joy. No, just kidding, guys. There again, this is an all-purpose response video to deadpit.com's movie poster collection videos that they've been doing recently. And I gotta say, my collection is in no way, shape, or form in competition with you guys. I bow down to it. You guys have a much better collection. This is also a small video response video to ryhomagnifico out there. It's a twofer. Yeah, it's a response to ryhomagnifico's recent video that he did on his first original movie poster of My Bloody Valentine. So I thought, oh man, this is enough. It's too juicy. I got to get in there and show off my posters too. Just kind of join in on the fun a little bit. So first off, before I even get to the first posters, let me tell you a little story. I used to work at a movie theater in high school before I joined the U.S. military, and I collected quite a few video posters or one-sheet movie posters there, and I also had access to the local video store to get a lot of first-run video posters as well. Upon completing the U.S. military enlistment, to make a long story short, where I was staying at the time, a relative's home, we had a flood due to a burst pipe in the bathroom. My entire movie poster collection, all original posters, no reprints, was totally destroyed. Folks, talk about sticking the knife in the heart and turning it around and twisting it, and ever since that day I told my wife, or my girlfriend at the time, I just told her, my girlfriend who became my wife that is, I told her basically, honey, I'm never going to get attached to any collection that I just can't walk away from in 5 seconds and it won't hurt me. But I don't know, you get a little bit older, you start thinking about things again, you thought, man, I wish I had that poster, I wish I had that collectible. So what I did was I started collecting one here and there, but I only bought the ones that I really, or of the movies that really stuck with me from childhood on up to where I am now. And basically just ones that really just were, watched in my formative years and just my favorite all-around movies. So I didn't really just start collecting, buying anything and everything, just getting my hands on. So the ones I've got now in my collection, which are just a few, they're more strategically picked, and I'll tell you the reasons why. So without further delay, let's get right on into the movie poster section and have a little bit of fun with it. Okay, fellas, bear with me here. I'm a one-man show. I've got my camera on the tripod there. We'll try to do some justice for these posters here. You might see a little bit of a glare, but I assure you it's only for their protection. I put them in these plastic protective bags. I don't have any backers in them just yet. Not all of them are, of course, hung on the wall. So without further delay, let's look at them here. The first one I've got, guys, is an original one-sheet for one of my favorite Chuck Norris movies, Silent Rage. I think you can see the tagline pretty good there. Science created him, now Chuck Norris must destroy him. And of course Chuck doing the only emotion that he can do, that one look, his squinty eyes and all that. But the art's it's not a real big impressive art poster or anything, but I just remember that image always growing up whenever I go to the video store, seeing Chuck right here kicking through the letters and cracking the letters of Silent Rage and everything. This movie, I've always liked it, and I'll get more into it whenever I do a review of it one day, mainly because of course it's got a little bit of everything in it, really, and that's why I like to get the poster or get anything collectible I can from it. It's a 1982 feature with Chuck Norris in the lead role, and I think Brian Libby is the guy that plays the bad guy there. What I really like about this one, folks, is you've got up front, you've got the action from Chuck Norris, but you've also got like some science fiction, Frankenstein type science fiction, and even a horror element built into this movie, all into one movie. It might be too much for some. It might not, but like I said, for guys like me that likes Chuck Norris plus horror movies, hey, you can't lose, man. Next up here in the poster collection video, folks, is the Beastmaster. This is a Don Coscarelli movie. It's not a horror movie, really. It's kind of like a sword and sorcerer fantasy type film, also from 1982. I've always liked this film. This is one of the films that me and my little cousins, we used to, or all my cousins for that matter, we've all seen it, I guess. We would gather around one of my aunt and uncle's house and watch this movie just incessantly. Every time we had a chance, we would always sit down and watch The Beastmaster, no matter what it was on, when it was on, what channel. We would always try to watch it because, I don't know, it's not so much for the actors that played in the movie or whatever. I just always liked movies like Conan the Barbarian and The Beastmaster, movies of that nature. I like the tagline too, born with the courage of an eagle, the strength of a black tiger, and the power of a god. It's the Beastmaster. And this is a painted poster. I've heard Uncle Bill talk about those in the Dead Pit videos. It does have a cool little sun behind him, the eagle there, the big ring that's in the, it's like a ring that has an eyeball in it. I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's got the black tiger there. Not the best, it's not the pinnacle of all science fiction fantasy type movies or fantasy realm type movies. It's just a good kooky little movie from the early 80s that I really loved. And I think it's, I don't know, it still remains fresh to me. It's kind of like a timeless classic in a way. Nerds! Here it is, guys, the Revenge of the Nerds original one sheet from 1984. This one's a little bit rough. It's not in real great shape. It's got some, I believe, some pinholes in a couple of the corners from when it was hung at the movie theater, wherever it was hung. I don't know where, but I got this one off eBay about a year ago, and I've been looking for it for a while. There's a lot of reprints out there, and just be careful. I ran into a lot of websites trying to sell reprints of Revenge of the Nerds. Watch out for the size on it, guys. I know the Dead Pit Boys and a few other poster collections you've probably seen on YouTube. Most of your one-sheet posters, they will have the little code numbers down here at the bottom, the fine print, and also the it'll have, of course, fold lines. But you'll know it whenever you get to it because you'll feel the difference in the paper. Pay attention to the size, guys. That's what I was going to tell you. Is most one-sheet posters are somewhere between 27 by 40 or 27 by 41 inches. That's a good way to detect a reprint. A lot of reprints are 24 by 36, which is a sports poster size I found out as I went along. But anyway, I always liked this one because it had the main characters from the movie on the poster and had the crumbling Roman Colosseum type title there. I don't know. I never get tired of Revenge of the Nerds. I mean, that's just one of the comedies that came out of the 80s that just, there again, it might be a little dated because it was 80s style, but never get tired of it. It's about like Animal House. I can pop it in any time, or the Blues Brothers, and just laugh my head off at it. It's really great. Here we have a poster, folks, for a horror movie that's not really my favorite horror movie, but this one was a pure find, really. I found this one recently off of eBay for $2, and they didn't charge me anything for shipping. I think they were just trying to offload a bunch of posters from a video store that was closing, or no, excuse me, an old theater that was closing. This is an original one sheet. It's not in real good shape at all. I mean, it's got some rough edges on it. It's got a couple little tears down here at the bottom, but it is an original. It's double-sided for the for something called a light box that they have at the movie theaters. You know, if you go inside or go up near the concession stands or the ticket box, they have a big old kind of like a poster box that juts out from the wall. There's a light behind it that shows through the poster. So a lot of times too, if you're trying to detect a reprint away from an original, check that out. There's kind of a glare on it, but you can see there's Mitch Pileggi sitting in the chair. He's getting all electrocuted and everything. It's kind of kooky, kind of corny, but I've always liked this poster because I think it's really close to the video poster art or the video cover art. A lot of people didn't realize this was the guy from the X-Files, the Mulder and Scully's boss. He actually played this part a while back before he did X-Files, and I don't know. Kind of like the movie. It's not my favorite Wes Craven movie, but I really enjoyed the poster. It's always kind of stuck with me in my mind. But it was a real cheap deal, and I got it recently, so I thought I'd throw it in the video here.